There is a real planet so dark it reflects less light than black paint. Another where molten glass knives scream sideways through the air in 7,000 km/h winds. Astronomers have found worlds with two suns, planets being eaten alive by their own stars, and giants hotter than some stars in our galaxy. These are not science fiction settings. They are real places out there right now. Stay until number 1, where you will meet a planet so hot its atmosphere is literally boiling off into space. We used to think other worlds would look a lot like our own. Blue skies? White clouds? Maybe a few rings or extra moons. Then telescopes started finding exoplanets, and everything we thought was normal shattered overnight. Now we know the universe is filled with nightmare worlds that make Earth look impossibly gentle. These are 10 terrifying real planets scientists have discovered. Kepler 16b, the two-sun planet. Imagine standing on a rocky plain and watching not one sunrise but two. Kepler 16b orbits two stars at once, like the planet from a famous space saga. Your shadow would split in different directions as both suns climbed the sky. Sometimes one star would eclipse the other, plunging the world into strange double sunsets. Orbits a pair of stars in the Cygnus constellation slightly smaller than Saturn in size. Temperatures are far below freezing across the surface. First confirmed world known to orbit two suns directly, and this calm frozen world is only a warm-up for what comes next. TRS-2b, the darkest planet. Astronomers discovered a planet so black it almost disappears against space itself. TRS-2b reflects less than 1% of the light that hits it, darker than coal, darker than fresh asphalt. If you orbited above it, you would barely see the curve of the horizon, just a dim red glow from its own heat. It is a gas giant, but it swallows light like a cosmic void. Roughly the size of Jupiter, reflects less light than black acrylic paint. Surface temperature is hotter than molten lava on Earth. Below is mainly infrared heat, not visible light, but at least on this world, the darkness is quiet. On the next one, the sky tries to cut you apart. J1407b, the super Saturn with mega rings. This enormous planet carries the most extreme ring system ever found. If you looked up from its surface, the rings would stretch across the sky hundreds of times wider than Saturn's. Some rings are so big they could span the distance from the Sun to Earth. Any moon passing through that swirling wall of ice and rock would be shredded into dust. Ring system may be 200 times wider than Saturn's, likely a young gas giant still forming moons. Rings may contain more mass than Earth, sometimes called a super Saturn by astronomers. The sky here is beautiful but lethal. The next world is beautiful only from very, very far away. HD 189733b, the glass rain planet. This deep blue planet looks peaceful in telescope images, like a calm Earth-sized marble. Up close, it is a screaming hurricane of razor-sharp glass. Winds roar around the planet at over 7,000 km/h, carrying tiny shards of silicate glass sideways through the atmosphere. If you stood here, you would be sandblasted to the bone in seconds. Located about 60 light-years from Earth, slightly larger than Jupiter in size, appears deep blue due to silicate particles in the atmosphere. Glass rain is bad enough. The next planet might literally be made of diamond. 55 Concrete E, the diamond inferno. This world orbits so close to its star that its year lasts just 18 hours. One side is locked facing the blazing star, a hemisphere of constant day where temperatures melt rock into oceans of lava. Deep beneath that hellish surface, extreme pressure may have transformed carbon into a massive layer of diamond. It is a planet that might be worth more than entire star systems, but completely unreachable. Orbits a Sun-like star about 40 light-years away, roughly twice Earth's diameter and 8 times its mass, likely covered in lava and superheated rock.
Proxima b, the hostile neighbor. This is one of the closest potentially Earth-sized planets we know. It orbits Proxima Centauri, the nearest star beyond our Sun, sitting in the so-called habitable zone where liquid water could exist. But Proxima is a violent red dwarf that blasts its planet with intense flares and radiation. Any atmosphere or ocean here would be under constant attack from deadly stellar storms. Facts. Just over 4 light-years from Earth, slightly larger than Earth in mass, orbits its star once every 11 days, receives far more X-rays than Earth does. Habitability depends on whether it kept a protective atmosphere. Close and Earth-sized does not mean friendly. The next planet turns even iron into raindrops. WASP 76b, the iron rain world. On the day side of this planet, temperatures climb so high that metals turn to vapor. Iron in the atmosphere actually evaporates into gas and drifts on fierce winds toward the cooler night side. There, as the air cools, the iron condenses again and falls as molten metal rain. Imagine a world where the forecast calls for showers of liquid iron every night. Facts. Located about 640 light-years away, classified as an ultra-hot Jupiter gas giant, dayside temperatures exceed 2,400 degrees Celsius, tidally locked with a permanent day and night side evidence for iron vapor and condensation detected in the atmosphere. But if you think iron rain is extreme, the next planet is being eaten alive by its own star. WASP 12b, the planet being consumed. This world orbits so close to its star that it is being stretched out of shape. Tidal forces pull it into an egg-like form, heating it until its atmosphere boils and streams away into space. A glowing ring of stolen gas and dust surrounds the star, the remains of the planet slowly being devoured. WASP 12b is literally falling apart, spiraling toward its end. Facts. Orbits its star in just over 1 Earth day, roughly twice the size of Jupiter, so close that the star fills much of its sky, losing mass as gas is stripped away, may be completely destroyed within a few million years. Pulled apart by gravity is bad enough. The next world never knew solid ground at all. Corot 7b, the lava ocean planet. Corot 7b orbits so near its star that rock itself behaves like water. The starlit side is a vast ocean of molten lava, glowing orange and white, stretching from horizon to horizon. Any mountains that once stood there have melted into churning magma waves. On the dark side, rock vapor may cool and fall as stone rain. Facts. Around 490 light-years from Earth, slightly larger than Earth but far denser, orbits its star in about 20 hours. Dayside temperatures enough to vaporize rock, considered one of the first known rocky lava worlds. If this sounds like the worst possible place, you have not met the planet that is hotter than some stars. Kelt 9b, hotter than a star. Kelt 9b orbits a massive blue-white star so closely that it is locked in a permanent furnace. Its dayside temperature soars above 4,000 degrees Celsius, hotter than many red dwarf stars. Molecules cannot survive here. The heat rips them apart into individual atoms that swirl in a glowing, chaotic atmosphere. The planet's upper layers are boiling away into space, leaving a blazing ghost of a world that should not exist for long. Facts. Roughly 670 light-years from Earth, nearly twice as massive as Jupiter, orbits its star in just 1.5 days. Dayside hot enough to destroy most molecules. Atmosphere is rapidly escaping into space under extreme heat. You have just visited 10 real planets that make every science fiction nightmare look tame. Worlds of diamond and lava, skies of glass and iron, planets that are torn apart, drenched in radiation, or baked hotter than stars. At the top of the list, Kelt 9b is literally falling to pieces under impossible heat, a reminder that not every planet is a potential home. Which of these worlds disturbed you the most? Would you rather stand under iron rain, watch twin suns rise, or float above an endless lava ocean? Do you think any of these systems might still hide a habitable moon? If you could send a probe to only one of these planets, which would you choose? Hit like and subscribe for more journeys to the strangest corners of the universe, from rogue planets drifting in darkness to real-life worlds that could actually support alien life.